All right. All right, folks. All right, let's do this. Mr. John Phillips. Mr. John R. Phillips, whatever the fuck your name is, I don't know because I don't care enough about you. But I care about whoever invented the Phillips head screwdriver and Phillips head screw. Fuck you. Just fuck you, alright? I have worked many jobs so far. I have worked in constructions. I have built gazebos, like just straight up full gazebos for churches. I have worked in automotive where we're undoing and redoing cars and shit. Like, I have worked enough jobs. I have worked with your piece of shit, absolute garbage screwdriver and screw head. And I hate it. I hate it so much. I would rather use a rounded out, rusted hex bit than use your Phillips head because it's going to do the exact same thing. I swear to God. I don't know what it is with your piece of shit or why companies decide to use it, but it strips out too easily. You put too much power in there and then it just falls. Like you just twist the screwdriver without twisting the screw. You put too little power in there and nothing happens. Everything that you try and do will ruin it. And like there's so many things wrong with it that you could fix. Like, for instance, instead of giving the screwdriver a pointed tip like an arrow, give it a flat tip. Make it the cross, make it the X shape, but give it a flat tip, like a flathead screwdriver is a flat tip and not a pointed tip. That would make sense, because you're not trying to kill someone like it's a bullet or some shit. You're trying to screw something in or unscrew something. To be as step one. Step two, the little pattern in the screw, don't make it shallow. Don't make it so shallow, so small that the screwdrivers, no matter what size bit I use, none of them fit ever. Like, that's step two. I have only ever found one screw, one Phillips head screw that ever fit perfectly and worked smoothly with a Phillips head bit. And that was 12 years ago when I was working on, I think, my bed. I was making the frame for my bed when I used to have a frame. I don't sleep on a frame anymore. I just sleep on the floor. But I swear to God, I hate the Phillips head screwdriver and Phillips head bit so much. I legitimately will burn myself alive just because I hate them. Jesus Christ. Like, is there any way possibly that people thought it was a good idea? How is it cheaper? That's my question. Because the Phillips head screwdriver and Phillips head bit, there's no way for it to be cheaper than a flathead, right? The flathead is just one line you cut into the screw or bolt or whatever the fuck. The Phillips head, you cut two lines. That's more work. But it's somehow cheaper to use Phillips head? I don't believe that at all. And it's definitely harder to use. God damn. Like, I legitimately, when I work on cars, because that's what I do currently. Shut up. But when I work on cars, when I used to do construction, you know, I used to remove the Phillips head bolts or Phillips head screws, whatever I was trying to do, and I replaced them with flathead or Torx head or hex head because they're better. They're just better, and they're the same price or cheaper. Like, flatheads are cheaper. At least that's what they should be. I don't know if they're actually cheaper or not. But they're just better. In my opinion, everything should be a Torx head because that's like the best one, at least from my experience. I don't really know what the best one is, but Torx head is like the best one in my experience. Like Torx head, flathead, hex head, Phillips. That's the order. Torx head is the best. Flathead is second best. Hex head is third best. I don't really know why you'd want to use a hex head. It's just an inverted ratchet. And then Phillips is at the bottom because it's a piece of shit and I hate it. None of you can think of a reason to defend Phillips. Oh, yeah, but everyone has it. Yeah, everyone has flathead too, dumb shit. Screwdrivers literally come as kit. Like, most screwdrivers you buy come as kits that have all of the heads, all of the bits. They have flathead, they have Phillips, they have hex head, they have... Not all of them have Torx, but most of them have Torx. Like, you... it's the most common one. Yeah, why do you think that is? Because bullshit companies hate you. That's why. It doesn't matter how good it is, how cheap it is. Companies hate you, and they don't want your life to be easy when you're trying to fix something. Or just simply do something. Oh, but people don't understand how to use the other bits. Explain to me how a flathead is more complicated to understand than a Phillips head. Explain to me how any of them are more complicated. It's literally the shapes game that toddlers play. You fit the shape in the hole and you twist. That's it. It's not more complicated. Sure, the Torx head looks a little funky because it's like a Jewish star but better. Or worse. It's like a Jewish star. The Star of David, I think it's called. And, like, it's just same thing. I legitimately just, I hate Phillips so much. Who's the, I'm looking it up. Who's the guy who invented Phillips head screwdrivers? Screwdriver inventor. John P. Thompson. John P. Thompson. Wait, no, hold on. Okay, there's two people. John P. Thompson and Henry F. Phillips. Both of you are bullshit, and I hate you. Why is there two names? I don't know. Who's John P. Thompson and who's Henry Phillips? Did he change his name or some shit? Did he change his name or some shit? I don't understand this. Oh, John P. Thompson invented the screwdriver and then sold the design to Phillips. So Thompson, I hate you. And I want you... Well, you're already dead. You're like 200 years old or something. But I hate you. You made the worst screw imaginable. And I hate you. Like, literally the only point at which I think the Phillips could be useful are the recessed heads, where it's like a flat top and you have to like put a screwdriver into it. That's the only point at which I think it's useful. And even then, you could use literally any other screwdriver head for that. You could use a flathead for that. You could use a Torx head for that. There's no point in using the Phillips for that. You know? Like, genuinely. They're all just as good, or no, they're all better. They're not just as good, they're better. Alright? They're fucking better. God damn it. I need sleep. Dear Mr. Phillips, I hate you.